at today's match against Hearts. We there were times when I thought I was looking at the poor man's Barcelona.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because it looked like Barcelona lining up on the 18 to go ahead and play Messi through, but we don't have that finishing ball, and that's a lot of the complaints about what was going on there. But that's not how we played against Salzburg. I mean, they're not going to let us camp on their 18. They're
Mhm.
not going to let us go ahead and play balls back and forth over and over and over again, and then allow us to go ahead and just try and dribble through everybody and walk the ball into the net. So I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, was it a good game? Yes. Did we should we have played better? Yes. Could we have done much better? Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, we got the result we needed. God bless Astra, and we move on.
I think Astra were due a result. I think they're a little bit better than people gave them credit for. I think they just fell
Well,
apart.
remember, that's their third new manager in like 8 months or
Exactly.
something.
I think there's something going on
Hmm.
at that club that's heard the owner's a bit of a lunatic, etc. I think he's probably does have some good players there. Just it's not been clicking, and there's been some turmoil at the club, and they've not been
Hmm.
playing their due. Yeah, going through the team, I mean, like Gordon was solid against them. The decision making not to the intelligence he showed in that indirect free kick was pretty up there. I mean, it had me. I shat myself when I saw that going in. I had absolutely no idea it was indirect. So fair
Yeah,
play to the big man. Izzy's
dangerous. Yeah,
work rate was unreal. If he could cross the ball, he'd probably be one of the best players in the world. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
he's
Unfortunately, yeah.
obviously to blame for the third, but I think it was at that point it was all out attack, and the amount of running he'd done was just unreal.
So are
It,
we in agreement? The game's over. It means nothing. Move on. We play in January, and that's the end of it.
Pretty much, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you.
I think like there's a lot. It's a shame we didn't win that group because it would obviously give us a lot better chance of getting through the next round. Because the next round we can pull out an Inter Milan or whoever, a really good top team in the set from the Champions League. So it's going to be tough, but hopefully we'll raise our game for a bigger team coming to Celtic Park. Maybe it's better for us because we seem to overlook the kind of Liga Warsaws and the Salzburgs and the unglamorous hard-working teams. We might raise our game against the likes of an Inter Milan coming to Celtic Park. So you never know. But one last thing on Johansson, we were saying that Celtic and him play better at high tempo. Guess what's played at a high tempo historically?
Guess what's played at high tempo? Table tennis.
An old firm game.
Okay, that. Yeah, I'm not
It's
worried about. They didn't even. I didn't even think about that. Considering
no,
considering I don't think that's even going to
it's
be.
not even an old firm game. Us versus the zombies. See if we play it
Yes.
at the tempo and the speed that we played against Salzburg with like the players that we have right now, we will honestly rip them apart. There's
Yes.
absolutely no denying
Yes.
it. You know what I mean? So I think there's things to be taken. I don't want to be one of those people that are like, oh, in the next round we'll have Guidetti, therefore we'll be so much better. Guidetti, hopefully
I
can.
don't think he played. I
I
mean,
don't think he
well, we'll
played
talk about it
particularly
later.
well against Hearts today, but I mean,
No, I don't think so either.
yeah, the hopefully he can kind of like add to our attacking threat. We do look a lot more confident when he's there. It gives us another option. Potentially, we're going to be a little bit more gelled by the time the next round comes. So first things first, we're through at the next round. That's a huge positive, and potentially we're going to get a glamour tie. So it's good stuff. So we can't hugely complain away from the fact that I think our performances could have been slightly better against Salzburg. The result
Considering
was
it's a
one.
6 game tournament and
Mm.
we're through in five, happy days.
Hopefully, we can go to Dynamo and avoid getting any suspensions for one, but also give a good account of ourselves and just enjoy
Okay,
it. So
jog on reality. We don't care what happens. We play a youth side.
we play what?
A youth side. We play a development side. You finally get Bo Richter and all
Jog
these
on,
people that
jog on, jog on.
you.
No,
Oh, you want to go there and get points.
well, here's the thing. See, in Europe, apparently every win that you have in Europe, Europa League, has the
Hmm.
same coefficient as, or sorry, coefficient point scoring as a Champions League game.
Hmm.
So if we get 3 points against Dynamo away, which is going to be tough because going over there will be tough.
You do get paid. You get paid for wins too.
You
I
get paid for it.
understand that.
The money's
You get
not
paid
great.
for wins.
The money's not good, but the coefficient scoring, point scoring is good.
I,
Then
I'm a total Yaldi on. I don't care who we play as long as that club is ready to go ahead and play the following Saturday or Sunday, whatever we're doing the weekend after. I really couldn't care less about coefficient points. I mean, we've really got to look at what the next game is, and none of this. Well, it's a game after. a European match, so I don't want to have a hangovers. I mean, obviously the Hearts game was a little bit of a aberration compared to what we've had in the past as far
Mm-hmm.
as games after a European match. Like, obviously, we were home, which was a positive, but to be honest with you, I want to see Henderson. I want to see Darnell Fisher. I want to see you can put McGregor out there. Yeah, you can go ahead and put Skepovic out there. Go ahead if he's still here. Put those people out there that mean
Jog on,
absolutely zero.
jog
No,
on.
listen,
I think
listen.
if you're
Listen.
gonna if
Okay,
you're
what
gonna
happens? What happens if we end up with Bruni getting a stupid red card in that match?
I'm not saying if you're gonna get guys to give them a break, you do the. It's hard to drop your club captain, but if Brown's looking at suspension, you leave him out on the basis that he might get suspended.
Do cards go back to zero after the group stages?
I don't know. I don't think it does.
Okay,
Maybe it does. Can't remember.
maybe
But
someone let us know.
if
I
you're
don't
going
know.
to put out a weakened squad, I think the weakened squad you put out is you use your Tonevs and Wakasos, and
Yeah,
you don't put out your Jordan Hendersons or Jordan Hendersons, Liam Hendersons.
William.
So
Yeah.
you put out those players, the experienced kind of loanee signings, and give them a chance. You put out Skepovic, you put out Okaso, and you put out Tonev, and be like, all right, you've got the experience to play at this level. So this isn't going to daunt you going to Croatia's Dynamo Zagreb away from home. But at the same time, it's not the end of the world if you get suspended and booked in this game. So I don't think I'd put out youth team players, but I would maybe do some mixing about. But I still want to win.
I,
It wouldn't break my heart if we didn't win.
I still want to win. Of course. Who doesn't want to win? Who doesn't want to win? All
All
right. So
right,
anyway,
moving on from that.
we're past that. Okay, we're past that stuff. I'm done talking about Zagreb. I was done talking about that night.
Hearts today, bit of a strange one where they got sent off pretty much within, what is it, 12 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, yeah. That's the first question. Was that a little weak? Good
Two-foot
call.
challenge, so I think
Has to be right.
they've used 2 feet, regardless of how much contact you make. It's technically a red card. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a stupid challenge for the guy to make. I don't think he actually had to make it. I think we did get lucky in the game because that was nowhere near a penalty with Guidetti.
No,
So
and that's see that was point one. My point number two is Guidetti diving because that was literally a dive. The question is, does he get the Dirk Boerichter treatment?
no.
Now you realize what happened yesterday, right?
What happened?
There was a conversation about the appeal for Tonev, and uh, you know, Dyla basically said, "Well, I think I think there's two types of levels here that two different standards. One's for Celtic and one's for everybody else." And the question came up, uh, they said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I've seen other players get booked for diving, but no one got a 2-game suspension, and our player didn't get booked for diving." Basically talking about Berrichter.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think the SFA says, "Oh, you want to call me out? I see, no problem. Here you go. Here's your 2-game suspension for your boy."
I,
Did he kick the hornet's nest?
I don't know. I think hopefully it'll blow over. I can't
Yeah,
see like I don't think that there was. I thought the Borector thing was stupid, but in the grand scheme of like diving and penalties and suspensions, I don't think Guidetti's one was any worse than anyone else's. But it was a terrible dive. But there's plenty of players that throw themselves about like winded ducks in the field these days. I don't like it, but I can't really see a suspension happening for it. So anyway,
I'm concerned because I think that's what I'm afraid that the SFA is going to say. "Oh, really? Watch this. Take this and get on them."
well,
I'm
there's no
just
denying the
worried.
SFA are heavy decks, so we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
exactly. And then my second point of today's game was Baton. I'll tell you what, did he show you what you needed to see from a defensive midfielder today?
It's always hard to tell against Hearts because we technically are playing a first division team, but he did play well. He broke up play well. He
He
took a couple of good
covered a lot of space.
lot of space. Took a lot couple of good shots from range as well.
Yeah, had one. Yeah,
He
one will just go wide.
he also didn't do anything stupid where he was just like when he won the ball, he kind of like made short passes to his right
Hmm.
or to Bruni, where he wasn't really trying to force it. He just came in and like settled.
Nobody, but he did. But no, what he did not do. He did not slow play down either.
No,
which
he's
is something
quick.
that Charlie's been guilty of. So, I don't know I don't know what keeps him out of there. Talk about players that managers love.
Mm.
He's I don't know why you would pick Mulgrew over Bitton, but I guess we'll find out what happens as the time goes on.
We'll see what happens. I like Beaton. I still think he needs a lot of work. There's a lot of things he needs to do. I don't think he has like the killer pass in him. Regards like covering ground, I think he is relatively quick. I don't think he covers the ground where the like of a yeah, players we've had in the past, like the top players like the Waniyamas, etc. I don't think he covers the ground that Brown covers at all. He's a relatively solid player. He breaks up play and he can pass the ball. So
Hmm.
that's a good platform to
Yeah,
build on.
if he's playing out in front of my back four, I like that.
So yeah, he's also quite a big unit, is he not? He looks quite
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
He looks like the way he's postured. This sounds really stupid analogy, but or comparison, but the way he postures himself, he looks a bit like Zidane. You ever noticed that? That kind of like hunched over, kind of like lanky but strong kind of look about him. I'm not saying he
Wow.
plays like Zidane because he doesn't.
Okay.
If he plays
I
like
was gonna say,
Zidane, I'd be a very
yeah.
happy man. But
I
that,
think the only thing he has about the only thing like Zidane is the fact he has two arms and two legs.
nah,
After that,
look at the way that like, see when the ball came to Zidane, the way he kind of like hunched over and protected the ball, that kind of thing, where he does have that kind of thing about him, just like strange posture about him. The kind of probably similar physique when he kind of grows, develops a bit more muscle and all that as well, you know. But
hmm,
no, I like Baton. I like seeing young players get in a game. Hopefully, we can pull something out of him. But I think he needs a run in the team.
yeah, you get
Has
there.
he not been quite unlucky with suspensions and injuries and stuff like that as well?
I believe so. I
Yeah,
believe that's his issue, but we'll. I think this Zagreb game is a good one for him too. So we'll see him get in that game, and then
I think that's an
like
excellent place
play a
for him
little
to
bit.
play, actually.
Yeah, it'd be a good game for him.
But here's the thing as well. I mean, we're coming up to a transfer window. I think it's time for Ronnie to start putting in a couple of players and finding out what he's got out of them. Because
You mean like Black Friday deals? You mean?
should we move
Do you
on
think
to that?
Celtics going to have their own Black Friday deals besides Black Friday sale
It
on
could
Celtic
be. I mean, we need to
Celtic
figure out
website?
like there's a bunch of players at the club where it's like, are we going to use these guys? There's some players that are like, okay, we know he's good, but does he fit in the team anymore? And there's some players that's we don't really know what we've got with them because they haven't had a huge run in the game like Beton and all
There
that.
you
But
go.
let's have a wee chat about that. Since it's Thanksgiving, we'll theme it that way. Where it was Black Friday, obviously, the other day. If you don't know what Black Friday is outside of the US or Canada, it's a huge shopping day in the United States and Canada, where it's the most. Is it right that it's the biggest shopping day of the year?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's the day that all the all the merchants show a profit. Therefore, black is compared to red. Red would be in debt, and black would be something where you say you made a profit. So they call it Black Friday, is where
Ah,
that's the biggest day to
I
be able
didn't
to
know
make a
that's where the
profit.
name came from. So I'm being
Hmm.
educated. This is
Yeah,
edutainment here.
edutainment. Exactly.
But yeah, no, I
Oof.
had my first ever Black Friday, so I finished work at 4, and because I was on early shift, then I went out and went to the Eaton Centre in Toronto, which is a huge shopping mall as they call them here. Went about a couple of shops, I went into Best Buy and Future Shop, these electronic shops, because I wanted a digital media player for my telly to watch Netflix and all that, and there's good deals on, but the lineup was just so fucking massive, man. It was like round the store, it was like chaos was breaking out. I went into a couple of clothes shops because the clothes shops are actually where you get the best deals, I think, because some of the stores are 50% off, and it was a case where you couldn't actually move in the store. It was like a horde of zombies walking about, man. So
Jeez.
I gave up and left, and eventually I went down Queen Street in Glasgow. Sorry, Queen Street in Toronto, which is kind of like Buchanan Street, Sauchiehall Hall Street kind of mix sort of thing, and went to a shop there and actually did get some deals, which is all right. So relatively successful first Black Friday for me. Did you go out and shop? Did you do any of that?
Nope.
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 Sat in the house.
Nope.
Got
No.
pish.
No need. I don't. Come on. I don't. What do I mean? I travel around the world. I get to do whatever. I get to buy stuff wherever I get to go. So what do I need on Black Friday? I couldn't care less.
There we go, Jet Set and Dr. J.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway,
Exactly.
in a kind of honor of Black Friday, we're going to have our own little Black Friday sale where we're we're gonna do